So coming to you guys for another fun nail art design. This one is Lilo and Stitch in Paradise. So I love Lilo and Stitch. They're one of my favorite cartoons. So let's get started. I'm gonna be using this white gel polish called Keeping It Realism, and it's from FingerPaints One Step Gel. I'm going to apply the white to the pinky nail and the thumbnail. And I'm pretty sure this is my first nail art design of Lilo and Stitch. I know, I can't believe I haven't done one, but yeah. So I'm gonna be using this Maphie 020, and this color is like almost like beach sand color. It's like a tan color there, as you can see. So I'm going to apply this to the index, middle, and ring finger at the tip, and then I'm gonna be using Azure number 137, and this Azure is like a minty blue. And I'm gonna apply that for the top part of the nail, and that's gonna be like the sky. So I'm gonna repeat this to those three nails. I am gonna do 2 coats. So the first layer, once I'm done with it, then I'll pop it into my lamp, and then I go ahead and do a second layer. I'm pretty sure I didn't include that in this video, so it won't be too long, but yes, I do 2 layers. And as you can see, I do leave like a little gap so the colors won't mix that much. So for the white nails, I'm using this lint-free wipe, and I sprayed it with some alcohol because I'm removing the sticky layer, because I'm going to be doing some Sharpie Nail Art on the white nails. So the Sharpies that I'm using, well, they're not Sharpie brand. The permanent markers I'm using is the Jots Dollar Tree brand. They work perfectly fine for me. Some of the colors didn't want to come out, like the yellow and the purple one. So what I do is dip the tip into the alcohol that I have here handy on my table, and then I go back to the nail and it'll come out the ink. So I'm using this old brush that I use specifically for this. I dip it into a little bit of alcohol, and then I start dabbing it on the nail. And as you can see, I use too much alcohol there. So once that alcohol dries a little bit, it air dries, I go in with the markers and dot again, and then I repeat with the brush. So I'm going to be doing this Sharpie effect on the pinky nail and the thumbnail. Now it's time for some nail art. So for the middle fingernail, that is where I'm going to be drawing Lilo. And Lilo is looking into the ocean, so I'm drawing her backside. So this black circle you see here is the hair on the top of her head. And the image I am using as reference, I got it off Google. She is wearing a lei crown of leaves. So that is what I'm drawing in here with a darker shade of green. I'm drawing in the leaves. Then I go in with a lighter shade of green to draw in like the highlights and veins of the leaves. And the nail art brush I am using is a liner brush from Nicole Diary. I'll link it down below where you guys can get it if you are interested. With skin color, all I did for her skin color is mix brown acrylic paint with a little touch of yellow acrylic paint to create her skin color. So I'm gonna be drawing in her back, her arms, and her feet. Because her feet doesn't show that much on the picture, because she is gonna be wearing a grass skirt. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about. With some red acrylic paint, I'm going in drawing her little crop top tank that she is wearing in the image. And then with that same darker shade of green, I start in painting the leaves of the hula skirt. And then with the lighter shade of green, you will see that I will start adding the highlights to the leaves. She also is wearing some leaves as some bracelets on her arms. So I'm drawing that in on both of her hands. Once that crop and her skin is dried, the paint, I go in and finish drawing in her hair, and her hair is flowing through one direction. So that is what I'm painting here, her hair. and with a lighter shade of black, like black mixed with a little bit of white, I draw in the highlights on her hair. So here I am drawing in the highlights on the leaves with that lighter shade of green acrylic paint I was telling you guys. And here is where I'm painting the highlights on her hair, which is just some little small brush strokes here and there, not completely covering the whole black area. And that's pretty much it for Lilo. And I now start to outline the image. In the image I was using as reference, she was not like cartoony. She was more like CGI-ish. So she was not outlined in black like, you know, regular cartoons, clip arts are. But I decided to outline it in black so, you know, it could pop more from the nail. So after that outlining, I do go ahead and paint like the beach scene, the water of that nail. And I'm going to show you how I do it on these nails. And I'm using Azure 113 and Azure number 140, which is minty green and like a blue. So I'm going to go ahead and use that same liner brush and start painting the sea, which I'm using that darker blue. And that will be like for the horizon line of the ocean, which is darker when you see it from far away. And then when you're closer, it looks a little lighter. So then I go in with that other gel color, the minty green, and I start just like brushing it softly left to right. As you can see in the video, that is basically how I created that ocean water. So I do 2 layers. So once I'm done with this layer, I pop it into the lamp and do like a flash cure, and then I come back and do it again, and you will see. So here is me doing the second layer. But first, I decided to draw in some clouds, and to create like that translucent white, what I did was in a little dish I mixed the white gel polish with a little bit of alcohol, and that's how I got to that translucent shade. And for the second layer, I didn't cure it, I let it be wet, so the waves, which I'm using this white gel polish on the water, they could blend with each other. So I didn't cure that second layer, which is right here. You can see it's still wet, the second layer. So I just wanted the ocean colors to blend in a little bit with that white that I'm using right now. And then in the shore where the water meets the sand, it's always like foamy, like white bubbles. So that is what I was doing there. And to create that, I was just dabbing with the tip of the brush. Then it's time to cure that. So now I'm going back to those Sharpie nails, and I'm gonna add some extra sparkle. I need some extra sparkle, and I'm just using this Modelones shade Nebula. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's a flaky with fine, super fine glitter. I believe it's holographic. I know I said it wasn't holographic in my previous video, but it is holographic. The flakies and the shimmer glitter, super pretty. It just adds that extra sparkle to all the nails. So now back to the ocean nails. I thought I was recording the other nail of the palm tree, but I wasn't. But I'm here recording the other nail. I'm just drawing some palms, only the leaves part, because you know that's what's sticking out. I didn't want to draw more stuff like the trunk of the trees. I just wanted the leaves to be like peeping out a little bit onto the side of the nail. So I'm using those same 2 shades of green that I used before. And now this is Stitch. So I'm going in, drawing his body first with a blue shade of acrylic paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw an outline and then fill it in. with a pink shade of acrylic paint, I'm painting in the inside of his ears. They're pink. And you can't forget that little missing piece that is cut from his ear, so I just used this cuticle pusher to create that cut. It's like a triangle shape. And now with like a darker shade of blue, I start in and drawing like the spots he has on his body and some shadows. I go in and draw the details on his face. I'm using some white mixed with a little bit of yellow acrylic paint for his teeth and a pink tongue, and then the inside of his mouth I'm just going in with brown acrylic paint, since you know the shadow, it looks dark inside. With that same darker shade of blue, I go in and draw his nose and then his eyes, and then I also use a lighter shade of blue for the eyes and for some highlights, since you know the sun is beaming on them, and Stitch is turned backwards to his back like Lilo. It's just his face was looking back. That's why you see his face and not Lilo's face. The final touch is outlining him in black. That is what I'm doing, and I think off camera I drew the beach water, the sea water in the back of him. I didn't record it probably, so the video won't be too long. Here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this set. I had so much fun creating this Lilo and Stitch design. Super pretty and colorful. I did add some AB stones and some seashell studs, and I added some gold caviar beads on Lilo's skirt and like a necklace lay on Stitch. Looks super cute. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, this is a giveaway. If you guys are interested on winning this press on nail set, just enter Hawaiian roller coaster ride in the comments and I'll know. Oh, but it's only USA, guys. I only could ship it to USA, sorry. And of course you have to be subscribed to my channel and be active. I'll know if you're active. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. If you know the size number of the nail tips, that'll be super much helpful. So if not, I'll just send in some extra nails painted like in some bright fun colors with some mermaid pigment on top. I'll probably do that so I could, you know, complete the set. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.